Okay, hello. This is actually take two of Breeders' Cup Friday pre-entries preview. The one I did before I did the Saturday one will not process. I don't know, or if it's taking a long time. The Saturday one went up right away, so I think I just would rather take a shot at this and try to make this one shorter, since the two ended up being about the same length. So I can go faster on this one than I did last time. So we'll start with the marathon, which is a wide open race. Mike Watchmaker made Worldly the favorite. By the way, like I explained in my last one that didn't process, I'm going off of Mike Watchmaker's preview of these pre-entries with his odds. So the horses I've marked down are in his order of odds. So I'll start off with Worldly, who he made the favorite. Worldly finished second in the Prairie Meadows this year, second in the Governor's Cup, third in the Homecoming Classic behind Fort Larned. He fractured a cannon bone at the beginning of 2002 and was sidelined 2012 rather, was sidelined for most of the year. And she's as good of a favorite as any in this race, which is, like I said, totally wide open. We got two Smarty Jones colts, which makes me happy. Indian Jones, who was second in the Greenwood Cup to El Doffer, who is not choosing to come back to the Breeders' Cup to defend his marathon title. Also, we have Old Time Hockey, who won the Grade 2 La Jolla last year, is switching to dirt and going long. We'll see how that works out for him. Sun's Out, Guns Out, an allowance horse at Parks, son of Empire Maker, who won the 12 furlong Belmont, so he's got distance in his pedigree. Blue Skies and Rainbows was third in 12 furlong Cougar 2 to Richard's Kid. Pool Play is a good older horse. He won the Stephen Foster in 2011, but hasn't really won much since. Commander is a winner at 11 furlongs. Everrider is a Grade 2 winner in Argentina. He's trying to do what Kaleidoscopio did by coming up from there and trying to win, but I don't think he has quite the class of Kaleidoscopio, who won last year. London Bridge is an allowance horse in Europe, who is inbred to Aladar in the 4th gen. Aladar affirmed a run for his money in the 1978 Belmont Stakes, which is 12 furlongs. Cease has some nice black type. He was a Jacobson claim this summer, but this race is just totally wide open, and if we had like El Doffer or Kaleidoscopio in here, it might have made better sense, but it's a great betting race since it's so wide open, and whoever you pick in this race is probably going to be a nice price for you. The favorite, whoever ends up being the favorite, is not going to be very, very short odds at all. And after that comes the Juvenile Turf, who has a slightly more prohibitive favorite in Bobby's Kitten. He ran away with the Grade 3 Pilgrim last time out. He is just impressive. He looks great. Facing him here is Bishart, who won the Grade 2 with Anticipation Stakes, but finished second at Poker Player in the Bourbon at Keeneland. He is the son of Warfront, and Warfront is just on fire as a sire, both at the sales and on the track. In fact, he's just got a bunch of great horses, including 3 in here. Diamond Bachelor is going to go in the juvenile, but he also has Giovanni Boldini, who is a listed stakes winner in Ireland. Outstrip is here. He is a Grade 2 winner. He finished third to War Command, who is also by Warfront, in the Grade 1 Dewhurst. An interesting horse in here is Aotearoa. I don't know how to say that name. Forgive me. But he won a stakes at Santa Anita. His owner spent a lot of money to nominate his colt to the Breeders' Cup. So he must have a lot of faith in the horse. We'll see how he does. Bonaccord is here. Bonaccord is the son of Showing Up, who was a brilliant turf horse, one of my favorites. We Miss Artie won the Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland last time out on synthetic. I don't know if he'll do as well on turf, but his sire, Artie Schiller, did win the Breeders' Cup Mile. And it's a nice field. I truly think Bobby's Kitten is a deserving favorite and should do very well here. But we'll see. We also have a few also eligible. We have 4 also eligibles. In fact, we'll see if they draw into the field or not. we've got some colts in here that first preference are in juvenile, so some might get in. Dirt Mile. This is a terrific race. Like, absolutely awesome race. Great R is entered, but his first preference in the Classic, so we won't see him here. I wish he was in the Dirt Mile. I think he belongs in the Dirt Mile, but I'm not the trainer. I don't make the decisions. So instead we have the pair of 3-year-olds headlining this, Golden Sense and Verrazano. Golden Sense won the Santa Anita Derby at the beginning of this year. He's finished second, and these really good sprint races. He should love the return to a slightly more distance. Verrazano won the Wood Memorial, ran away with the Haskell. He should also love this distance after finishing not so well in the Travers at 10 furlongs. And then we have some very nice older horses here. We have Pants on Fire, who won the ACAC at Churchill Downs in 1:33 4/5 with a 1:07 Beyer. He looked great. He also beat Hymn Book earlier this year. Hymn Book is a great horse as well. Brujo de Olleros was second to Great R in the Kelso. He's a champion in Uruguay. He's a stakes winner at Del Mar. He looked fantastic in the Kelso. Alpha, who won the Woodward, he probably would prefer it be sloppy, and we all know it's probably not going to be sloppy. Broadway Empire, who won the Oklahoma Derby over Departing, he's a Canadian Derby winner. Central Intelligence won a Grade 1 over Common to the Top at 7 furlongs. He might appreciate more distance. I don't know. Fed Biz won the Pat O'Brien at 7 furlongs over Golden Sense. He should like the mile as well. Just a solid field of nice horses. I like to see that the 3-year-olds kind of have favoritism over the older horses. It's kind of cool to see that, especially in the Breeders' Cup. When so many 3-year-olds last year were prematurely retired, there's these two that have favoritism over this field, and it's great. It's great to see, and it's going to be a good race. It's a great betting race. It's not as one-sided as it might look at first. So, anyway, on to the Juvenile Fillies Turf, which I think, in this race, more than any other, the Europeans have a very, very strong hand. Leading their group is Vorda, a French Stakes winner, also a Grade 1 winner, and second to the Colt No Nay Never in the Colt race, the Grade 1 Prix Morny. Chris Elliam is a Grade 1 winner at Newmarket. She defeated Rosina, a Grade 1 winner in Ireland. Althakira is a Grade 2 winner at Newmarket. And, even Testarossa has European background. She started her career in France, but came over here to win the Grade 1 Miss Grillo. Granny Mix Kitten is starting here for the Ramseys. She was a stakes winner at Saratoga, but she was off the board in the Miss Grillo. The main American hope in here is Cleanor, who, debuted in Ireland, but since then she's become a multiple stakes winner in Southern California. She looks very good. Kitten Caboodle won the Jessamine at Keeneland. Sky Painter was second to Testarossa in the Miss Grillo. It's a nice race, but I think the Europeans definitely have the advantage. Whoa, wait a minute. I have completely forgotten my favorite horse in this race, My Conquistador. Defeated Males in the Grade 2 Summer Stakes at Woodbine in her racing debut, and then went on to win the Alcibiades at Keeneland. She was impressive in both. I'm really looking forward to her in this race. I can't believe she just slipped my mind. Doing this twice kind of addles your brains. So you've already said your piece, and then you feel like you don't have to say any more. Oh, and on the also eligible list is Colonel Joan, who should draw into this race. Maybe if there's a scratch. She's by Colonel John, and I love Colonel John. She was third to Cleanor and Nesso on this track. She's going to be rolling late. So I like her on the also eligible list, but that's a great race. And wow, we've already arrived at the distaff. And the distaff this year is undersubscribed, which means the full 14 horses, there aren't 14 horses, there aren't even 10. 6 were pre-entered for this race, which means we might even see a 4 or 5 horse field come post time. I don't know. No, I don't see anybody scratching out of here. But despite the low number, it's a good field. We have Royal Delta, who's going for her 3rd distaff win. She's been good this year, except for a bad Dubai World Cup and a lackluster 3rd at Churchill Downs. She wins. She's running without Lasix, which is one of the big stories of this year, her being off Lasix. She was beaten in the Beldame by Princess of Silmar, who is also in here. She is the star 3-year-old filly. She's got so many Grade 1 wins this year. Her owner supplemented her for $100,000 late. Wow, she's marvelous. She is one of the best 3-year-old fillies to come around for a long time. And she will be facing fellow 3-year-olds Beholder, Close Hatches, and Street Girl in here. Beholder is probably her main 3-year-old threat. She's dangerous on the lead. She ran away with the Zenyatta here last time out. Finishing second to her was the older mare Authenticity, who is a good mare, and she should put in a good run. Close Hatches is the only filly to defeat Princess of Silmar this year. She won the cotillion last time out. But Close Hatches defeated Princess in the winter, and I think Princess has come leaps and bounds since that defeat. So I'm looking forward to seeing those two hook up again. And then Street Girl was 3rd in the cotillion behind Close Hatches. She kind of looks overmatched, but, you know, she could make some noise. You never know. Anything could happen. But most people are looking forward to the rematch between Royal Delta and Princess of Silmar. Let's see if Royal Delta can win herself a 3rd distaff, which hasn't ever happened in the history of the distaff. Only one horse has ever won 3 Breeders' Cup races, and that was Goldakova in the mile. And see if she'll pressure Beholder on the lead. It's just going to be a great race. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, wow, I finished in much better time than I did last time. I spent less time yapping and more time talking about racing. So be happy. And thank you for watching, and feel free to move on to the Saturday preview.